Hi,
How are you doing?
Karen Orsi, Prince of the Earth.
Hi, Karen. So I've been covering the inside, if you will, which I can imagine is no different from how it's been a couple years ago. Although they were focusing a lot on global economy, what we're kind of zeroing in on is the great call for immediate reform by the end of 2010, and whether that's going to be on their agenda or whether it's being discussed. Well, reforming the whole system, how the voting process, having more developing nations or even emerging economies represented as opposed to the 70% of the Western/American nations that are dominating the scene here. And if that's going to be practical, given the fact that the U.S. Treasury has double veto power here, so are they really willing to perform and given these concessions, which will eliminate the broad power they have over the IMF? Kind of will they reform the Bretton Woods system? Is kind of my question. So that's what I'm exploring, and I can only imagine your answer might be no, or maybe.
I mean, I'm not optimistic.
Okay.
They might have small incremental reforms, but the idea that this is actually going to change and be a force for good as opposed to maybe a more problematic, as opposed to a more problematic force is hard to imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not optimistic, and I was actually just reading an article from Bretton Woods Project.
Yeah, from Jesse.
Yeah, and talking about how they're touting the 60. What is it? That the figures they're touting for the increase in the voice is actually, there's a lot of trickery in the way they calculate it in terms of which countries they count as developing and developed, and isn't that convenient that now Israel is counted as a developing country, things like that.
Yeah.
And then I also know, for example, in the U.S. Congress, the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, I think, just came out with a couple months ago a study that's saying like the U.S. should retain its power as the president of the world, even though it's supposed to serve developing countries. It's clearly not developing countries.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sorry, I'm just going to check in with my... Hey, I think we